What's up, YouTube? Today we're doing some ceiling tile. Alright, we've got some Tegular tile here that's been water damaged, and what we're going to do here is, mount it along the edge of the wall up there. And this isn't just like the kind of tile that's uncut and can be just easily replaced. This is going to require a little bit of finesse. Okay, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to do here in this video. Now your first step, what you're going to want to do, get your tape, take it all the way to the wall, the end of the grid there, and you're going to want to measure up to the edge of this grid. So what we're looking at here is 18 1/4, Alright, so now as you can see we're outside, and the reason we're doing this is because it's a finished basement. We don't want to get any of the dust everywhere because these things can get quite messy. So first step, now that you've got your new tile, actually second step I suppose, you get your big tape. You want the big one for this job, hefty tape. And what you're going to want to do is you're also going to need a knife. And so we're going to grab that real quick. Alright, now we got a knife. Let's get started. So you're going to want to take your new piece of tile right here that we're going to be cutting. You're going to kind of balance it on your shaft and take your tape, get it out to what we measured, 18 1/4, and you're going to get your knife and make a quick marking. Alright, now you can do it at the top or the bottom, wherever your little heart desires. So right here, 18 1/4, measure it again, measure twice, cut once, or something like that. Alright, now we got our cool little marking. And so, since we've got it, it's a little trade secret I'm about to show you. My hair in my face. We're going to take our tape, 18 1/4, make sure it is 18 1/4 on the end here with our make sure it's 18 1/4 on our finger here on the edge here. We're going to take it and we're just going to press down with our fingers all the way down like that. Now, I don't know exactly what I did wrong because I'm not good at this, but my markings were just a tad off. But that doesn't matter. This is only the first cut. So now that we've made our, little guideline cut, a little sideways, a little weird. We also have to actually cut the excess off of the tile. And so what we're going to do here is we're just going to take it down that first little guiding cut that we made. Take it down there a few times, make it nice and straight as you can get it. Get a little deeper each cut. You're just going to want to, chip at it bit by bit. And by about 3 or 4 cuts, you should be safe to just break it off. And what I just felt there is that it wasn't safe because it felt a little sturdy. It should be really easy to do it. Now you're going to want to cut a little deeper if that happens. Make sure you get in there nice and deep so that way it really just pops off. Like that. Got a little bit of, there we go. Make sure it's nice and straight too. Brush it off before you go back into your finished basement. You don't want this dust everywhere. It's gross. You're going to have to sweep. You're going to have to shop vac. Whatever. Alright. Now let's get back inside. So now is the next step, and I've got a quick few tips for you here. Tip number 1, you're going to want a sharp, fresh blade if you can find one. Because when we're scoring these tiles, precision is key. Tip number 2 is you can see that we've got 3 tiles out here. We need 3 that need replaced. We're going to replace this one first because if we cover this up, it's going to be harder to reach over there. But if we leave this one open while we're doing this one, we can just reach right in there, make it nice and easy. So we're going to do some scoring here, and what makes this tile Tegular as compared to flat laying is that it protrudes a little bit from the grid. And so we're going to do some scoring here to make sure ours can do that and lay flat or protrude a little bit like it's supposed to. So first step here, you're going to want to get your tile laying in where it's meant to be. Now it's going to be a little tricky sometimes to get in there depending on what's in your ceiling, or past it rather, but there's always a way to do it. So now that we've got it here, you can see it's protruding a little bit here, but it's laying flat here. What we're going to do is we're going to press down on the top of it in order to get a little bit of pressure, and then we're going to take this blade and we're going to get as close to the grid as possible in order to just make a mark. You're going to want to make a mark in here. Take it nice and slow. You want it to be pretty accurate, but it's not necessarily, you know, dire that it's perfect, okay? We're not building the Mona Lisa here. We're not building the Notre Dame, okay? We're just building a basement. Okay, now that we've got that, we're gonna take it back out, go back outside to make the cut. So, now that we've got our little guide mark, you'll notice that it's not quite even on both ends. That's normal, that's fine. All we need to worry about is getting this blade deep enough in so that way it doesn't go too much past this little edge here. Alright, so we're going to go in there and we're going to go all the way down and we're just going to get about 2 centimeters deep in there, ballpark, and we're just going to drag it down. Same as you did before, but we're not going to try and cut the thing in half. Just going to give it a little bit of depth. Now this is the hard part. This is where the money makers come in, right? This is where, you know, the boys are separated from the men, all right? We're just going to want to try and do that same thing, but from the side. Now, all you really have to guide yourself is your thumb, and it's not going to be perfect. I guarantee you if this is your first time, it's probably going to look pretty bad. It's like my 3rd time, so it's going to look pretty bad here too in this video. But trust me, the theory is right. The theory is there, you know. I just trust me on this one. So what you're going to want to do, get it in there, and you're not going to want to cut the entire thing. You're not going to cut through it all at once. You're just going to get in there and just drag it down. See, I already messed up, but that's not a big deal. You just keep going. Just try and keep it consistent. Now, like I said before, it's not imperative that it's perfect. It'll sit in there and look fine regardless, but try and do as best you can with what you've got. And then once you get that, you know, nice and smooth, you're going to want to go for a second cut. This one should go further and should be, you know, at the end of, it should be, you know, about here, but inward, you know what I mean? So we're going to go for that, and we're going to try and just stay within our groove that we just made, even if it's kind of bad or off or uneven or terrible or unprofessional. That's okay. Okay, so we've done that, and now that we've done that, it's pretty, you know, pretty far in there, our little cut. We're going to want to go in for the first cut like we did before and just kind of give it a little bit of an easy glide through. What we're going to do is basically just try and get this thing to pop off pretty easily. Now it's starting to come off, but we just got to go through on each of these, chip at it one by one, and eventually it'll just fall off smooth as butter. Just give it a little bit of pressure each time and boom, just like that. Bonus points if you can get it all to come off in one piece, but it doesn't matter, that's only for the pros. Alright, now that we've made our cut, we are ready to do the final touch, and that's put it in this hole. Alright, that's our favorite part. So what we're going to do, just like we did before, we're just going to kind of ease it on in there. Nice and careful not to mess up the surface of the tile. And we're just going to drop it on in there. And it's as easy as pie. Got a beautiful ceiling tile. No stains, no messes, no nothing. And guess what? You did it yourself. Pat yourself on the back.